Yes, so hello everyone, and welcome to our webinar on corporate renewable energy procurement, greenwashing or impact. And I think this is going to be a very interesting webinar because in this webinar, we are going to discuss and share insight like how companies can transparently demonstrate their environmental and social impact through renewable energy and how they can avoid greenwashing acquisition. And before we start, I would like to also mention that this webinar is going to be recorded. And after the webinar, we will share the booklet with all of you with the key takeaways from the webinar. Please excuse us, we are fixing this. There is some issues, technical issues here. We are fixing the screen. So great. So as we can move forward with the introduction. So here we have a speaker. So I would like to introduce the speaker for today, and that's me, Ragni Pandey, uh, who is basically focusing on developing and establishing business in Asia Pacific region. And I'm proud to mention that I have been involved in registering the first direct power plant in Bangladesh, which enable us to really support all the many fashion brands in their scope 2 and scope 3 carbon reduction targets with the auditable single claims to meet their to show their single claim. And then I have my colleague here, Amelia Pestro. Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Hi there. So my name is Emilia, and I'm a member of development team at Bicor. So my main focus is to help big corporate energy buyers to gain control of their energy portfolio. And also recently I'm involved in a very interesting project in Nigeria. This is one of our impactful projects connected with Peace Renewable Energy Credit. We will talk a little bit more about it later, but also I'm very proud that this project is now running.
Great. And then at the end, we will have our CEO, Hans-Peter Kindal, who will join us for this interactive question answer session. And he's carrying 20 years and plus experience with in energy sector. So it will be really nice to have him for the this question answer session. And then moving forward, here are the agenda which we are going to cover in today's webinar. So we will start with the introduction of Bicor, and then we will share and give the overview of the EAC system. And then we will have a poll session. We will also share some impactful solution. What are the options and what companies can opt for showing their impactful impact towards the commitment. And then we will have, I will introduce this greenwashing, like what is it and how to avoid it. After that, we will also discuss like how we can communicate renewable energy commitment. And then we will have a summary where we will conclude from the overall discussion from the webinar with the key takeaways. After that, we will have a poll session and then the question answer round.
Thank you for this agenda setting.
Yes.
So maybe our guests are wondering why actually we have decided to talk about impact and greenwashing in one webinar. This is because we are listening to people. During our last webinar, we asked participants what are their pain points in sourcing renewable energy. And as we can see, the most difficult issues related to this topic is how to choose a solution which create real impact and also how to avoid these greenwashing accusations. So this is why we decide, but I'm really curious, are you surprised with these poll results from last webinar?
No, I think I was definitely expecting all these results because we really see when we are interacting with our clients how they are putting efforts to avoid greenwashing accusation and finding the real impactful solution to show their commitment.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. This is also from my everyday work. This is the question people ask me, you know. So Emilia, we are really, we don't know how to communicate about this.
Yes.
Can you help us? So yes, this is our role. But also I would like to say something more about Beaker. I have my own definition, you know. So I think we are a team of really courageous people, and we are working to redefine this energy attribute certificates market. And we aim to make it less transactional, but more transparent, impactful, and of course, credible. So around this, we have developed a very wide portfolio of customized renewable energy solutions with annual delivery of about 24 terawatt hours of documented renewable energy. What is more, we also have developed our own platform called Marbly, and this is digital matching platform which connects peer-to-peer energy buyers with renewable energy producers, and we are really proud of it. So let's continue our topic. So yeah, as I said, we are very into energy attribute certificates. So just a short review, what actually these certificates are. So energy attribute certificates, in short EACs, so this is how I will call them. They are digital certificates which represent attributes of energy production. So thanks to this, we can actually track the origin of electricity, and that was the intention of the system, you know. So this intention was to enable energy consumers to transparently choose the origin of their electricity consumption. Today, I think most common are these EAC from renewable sources. So how does the system works? Just a few words about it. When 1 megawatt hour of renewable electricity is produced, one certificate, which is equal to this 1 megawatt hour, is issued. And by buying and utilizing this EAC, energy consumers, they can claim their renewable energy use. And also, thanks to this, they can reduce their carbon footprint, and that's the goal. And we have different types of these EACs. This is based on geographic location, also trade agreements and grid connections. So for instance, Europe, I think the most common system here is guarantees of origins. So these GOs, in short, they are EACs we use in Europe, but also it's good to remember that we have some local systems, local schemes. For example, UK has own system called REGO. In North America, we have RECs and over 10 different registers. And I think we can assume that the rest of the world is covered by IREC. But one unique thing I would like to mention here are PREC. I think that this is something new. PREC, Peace Renewable Credits certificates, they show also that energy comes from renewable sources, but they also help promote peace in conflict regions which struggle from energy shortages. And this PREC works under IREC standards. So basically we can say you can use it at just as these standard certificates. And we will talk a little bit more later about this initiative.
Yeah.
So yes, moving on, we have many different schemes, different registers. And in addition to this, we have also regulations. We have also these initiatives like RE100, CDP reporting. And I think this is pretty much to handle.
Yes, I think this is possibly, it's possible to handle, but at the same time, if you really see everything in one space, then it's really confusing and complicated. But how you can handle that? I think it's possible with the right strategy and go step by step towards all these initiatives.
Exactly. Yeah. And here one very important thing, this is also from my experience talking with clients, because companies, they really want to be in a line with these standards. For instance, this initiative like RE100, like CDP, people want to be in a line with this, but I think they should remember that there are guidances. So this is more like a recommendation, it's not like a written on stone law regulation. We should be very, very restricted about this. Thanks to this, it allows us to take it easy, actually, and step by step. And what is the most important, when you decide to go, for example, with RE100, to go with CDP reporting, you are showing your decarbonization efforts, and that is actually fantastic. So this is something really important to remember, but I also do understand this is confusing. But if it's confusing for you, you can always engage experts. So at BCOR, we are assisting companies in all these issues related to energy consumption. And what we see is also that the energy buyers, they face more criticism from stakeholders, and that's another point. So how to deal with this criticism? I think they just need more confidence, and to get this confidence, they need more evidence to be able to prove their efforts. So here I would say auditable claim is something really crucial, because that's also a very big concern nowadays. So people who have this commitment into renewable energy use, they need auditable claim. They need to be sure that auditor will accept their strategy. And we are actually very proud of our clients buying renewable energy with guaranteed origin. And we want to encourage them to talk loudly and proudly about this. So I think as long as you have a partner you can really rely on, and you are sure and confident that this auditable claim is in place, then you can take this as a journey with very positive, and this is the journey with positive impact and with great effects.
Right. And then now this is a poll time. So the question is going to display here on the screen, and we would appreciate your all the participant responses on this to see what they are saying. And the question is, do you actively consider avoiding greenwashing accusation in your renewable energy efforts? So let's see what answers are coming.
I'm very curious.
Yes. So moving forward, yes, so this is a very interesting finding from one of the research, National Renewable Energy Lab, which says that 80% of consumers indicate that they care about the use of renewable energy. And by looking into this statement and finding, we can clearly say, and this indicates that consumers are really conscious about their choices, and they are really focusing like how the product is produced, and they are showing their environmental and responsibility towards the product as well. And if we really talk about this renewable energy, we always primarily connect this with the environmental impact and benefit. But if you really see this as a huge potential of this, then we can also connect this, and it's possibly to see the positive impact to social and the local community where these renewable energies are surrounded with. And then yes, so now, as I mentioned that when we are talking about the renewable energy, it's not always connected with the environmental impact, but it has a huge potential. So these are some of the impactful solution and options which companies can definitely consider. So I'll start with the PREC, as Amelia mentioned, as you mentioned in the beginning about this EAC system. So PREC is equivalent to IREC. And how this is unique? This is unique because these are generated in very fragile region, which is in the unstable community. And by buying this PREC, you are not just protecting and showing your commitment to environment, but you are also supporting the peace and stability within that fragile region. And moving forward, we have another local impact. This is again very interesting commitment. Like in this kind of projects, these renewable energy producers, they are showing commitment to preserve biodiversity and well-being of the ecosystem. And how they do, they are showing commitment by having a by preserving or having these trespassing for animals. And if I really talk about one very good example, then we have one a Borgur producer in Norway, and they are supporting the population of salmon by making a passage for their movement to transfer and go to the river. And then we have another future build project. In this, basically these are the projects which are not yet built. And when you are really focusing on this, then when you are investing in this future build project, then you are actually financing and investing in new power plants. And after that, we also have reinvest. This is again a very interesting social impactful project, because in this reinvest, when you are buying EACs from reinvest, then you are then you are actually supporting the power producers to develop new and existing renewable energy. And in this, how these renewable energy producers, they are really showing commitment by also appointing, third party who actually verified as an auditor that this investment and the revenue which has been generated from these power plants are actually reinvesting for new and recent.
We have a proof.
Yes, again, it's possible to show with the auditable claim, definitely. And then we have eco energy. This is like very interesting, again, social impact, which companies can opt to show their social impact towards their commitment. And how this works: eco energy is basically a label which is internationally trusted and recognized standard, and also endorsed by CDP and Greenhouse Protocol, and also LEED certification. And this label actually giving the surety that these power plants are matching all the sustainability criteria, and the revenue, the partial revenue which is generated from these labels, they are actually reinvesting and in putting into the most impactful solutions. And then we have poll replies. So let's see what the answers we have received. So
oh, I see that the majority of our
maybe you can say,
here,
because it's not showing here, Amelia.
Yeah,
yes.
I see that the majority agree that that the greenwashing accusations are really something they are concerned about.
Oh.
So we are really, I feel like we are in a good
Yes.
place today,
Yes, and it's really nice that we have this as a pain point for our consumer to discuss today.
Honestly, I expected exactly this kind of results. So
Yeah.
maybe now is the time to talk more how we can communicate.
No, I think now it's
Now it's time for
greenwashing.
greenwashing. I'm
After
step
that,
further.
we will move to the communication where they will
Oh
know
yeah,
more
I'm
about
too
this.
impatient, you know.
So yes, now I'll start with the very easy definition about greenwashing, and this is basically a practice of making false and misleading claim about the environmental benefit of product. And if you see all these, which is showing up here, just surrounded by the greenwashing, these are 7 sins of greenwashing. And this is the, and here we have to really work on, because these are really need to be avoided. And if I can pick some and share some of the details, like how what these are, then I'll start with the no proof. And when we are talking about no proof, it's clearly indicate and shows that if you don't have any evidence, then there's no then you are not able to come show that yes, you have your product is environmental friendly. And then we have vagueness. And in this, what happens, like if your product is very broad, if you are talking about your product and in a very broad and not in very detailed description, then again it's something where you are showing the greenwashing. And many times, like customer can they are not understanding like what is this, without any detailed information about the product, like how this can be green and why this is a eco energy, because most of the time we are just writing eco energy and green. So it should be more detailed and more defined. And the same is fibbing. And fibbing is like when you are having a false claim and false logo and symbol on the product, then again it's a part of greenwashing, sorry. And then we have irrelevance. Like here, what happens when you are doing something and showing that you are um, buying this and showing that yes, this is what you are doing just to protect and show your commitment, but this is not actually happening, because you are doing, the companies are doing just to, because these are mandatory, these are regulated by the law, and that's why they are forced to do this. So then again, so these are some of the greenwashing. I will not share all, I will not take all of these, but just for I think this is fine to just
I
stop
think
here.
there are more
Yeah,
more
but
common things.
what we are understanding in general, like we really have to be careful when we are when we are communicating and showing. But other than that, I have also picked very important news which has been recently shown, that the European Commission has proposed the green claim directives to avoid and protect the greenwashing, to avoid the greenwashing and promote transparency. And here, the important thing which we really have to understand, that under the proposed green directives claim, the companies should be independently verified and show their commitment. So again, the most important which is coming under this directive, that the companies can only communicate if they are prepared and if they have an auditable claim to show their commitment and show all this. Okay, so now this is a poll time, and the another question is showing up here. Yeah. Does your company actively communicate about renewable energy usage beyond reporting? So let's see what
Very
answers
interesting question
we are getting here.
Okay,
And
so now we know what actually this greenwashing is, and also what are these impactful solution companies can choose by renewable energy sourcing. But how to communicate about renewable energy use? That's also a big subject. And here we have very interesting findings based on one research from the industry. And I will go only through some of them. But don't worry, because we will provide all this information in our booklet we will distribute afterwards. So first of all, we can see that this applies both to B2C and B2B. And talking about renewable energy use can be actually part of promoting a brand. Sometimes it's only about single products. Sometimes it's about multiple products line. That actually depends on the marketing strategy. This is the same as we have various ways to communicate. For example, we have this on-product messaging. You know, I think we have all seen many these labels on products informing about renewable energy use, windmills, and so on. The same is about different carbon labels we can see. And also very common nowadays, social media promotions, campaign, website information, all of this. But this is one thing in common for all these strategies, all these ways of communicating, is the concern about being green washing. So I think one important case here is this awareness, what are the sins, what we can be blamed of. And also what I like that we have included in this table genuine messages from brands, and we will have now possibility to look in few minutes after some of them in more details, because now we have also poll replies.
Okay, yeah, so the question was before, does your company actively communicate about renewable energy usage beyond reporting? So maybe Amelia, you can share a response, like what replies we have received from our participants.
Yes, I see that that the most people says that this is through various channels. And the second option is that this is done occasionally. So yes, but I see that it's not like one answer is like a win one. So this is also showing us that it really depends on the situation. But here we can see various ways of communicating. So maybe we should actually get grab a Budweiser here, but we have a water, so cheers.
Maybe after the webinar, Amelia. So so yes,
we will see. Yeah. But every Budweiser is made with 100 renewable electricity. Are you convinced with this statement? What do you think?
First of all, I would really like to mention and say proudly that that these companies are really putting efforts in communicating their commitment. And then what I really feel here, what should be here, like they are mentioning that 100% renewable electricity, but it should be nice and it should be more precise if they have mentioned like 100% renewable electricity with guaranteed origin. Because if I really pick one 7 sin from greenwashing, then it's more broad, I guess. And it can be possible to say when you have a evident proof on auditable
exactly
claim.
And that's the good point.
Yeah,
this is actually what happened to the brand Budweiser. They got accused of greenwashing practices. And also this advertisement, it was one of these, because people started to pointing out that actually this is not possible, because there is no place on earth using only renewable electricity. So you can't say that your manufacturing process is using only renewable electricity. But what is nice, the brand really could prove this renewable origin of the electricity, because they showed that they have their own on-site generation on place, as well as PPAs, as well as EAC solution. So I think this is very good learning, that if you can prove then you can just you can be confident that your statement it's correct. And the second one, this is a Swedish brand and it's in Swedish, so maybe
Yeah.
I just will translate. So they are saying we have our own wind power. Do you think there is a risk of being accused of greenwashing practices with this kind of statement?
Yes, it's possibly possible, because here what I see is like it's vague, and it's not it's just broad and not properly defined. So the best is like if they could have, or if they are doing something to make it more detailed, like how they are doing this, how they are showing this in their product. So it should be more detailed, I believe.
Yeah, and also this brand made a progress. They has changed their strategy, so we still can find this information on their products, on packagings. But now they give us more detailed stories. So they are saying, yes, we use our own renewable power from wind because we have invested in windmills, and we are able to generate at least the same amount of renewable energy as we use for the production. So this is very nice story, you know. And going further, I also I have prepared one example of communicating about renewable energy in very, I would say, very nice way. And this is because we were involved in advising about this. So this is one of the global beauty brands. And this is a piece from the recent Oriflame sustainability report. So if you are interested, you can go to the website and just see the whole thing. But what they are saying here, that for most sites, they purchased unbundled EAC in collaboration with us. So we are very proud of this. And that they have chosen unbundled solution as they are transparent and enable Oriflame to document the renewable origin of their electricity consumption. So it's not so general, it's very precise. And also we will show it just later. It's also about this proof and auditable claim. But here one very nice thing, I just have to say it, you know, because in this report and also in this piece, we can see that they are informing about PIREC, because this is actually the first ever beauty brand which has invested in PIREC, in project in Nigeria. And thanks to this, they are receiving their certificates for their electricity consumption in Nigeria, but also they provide support to the local community. So if you are interested, you can just go and check the website, Oriflame website, for more details. And as we have mentioned a few times today about this credible claim. So what is it actually about? This is about credible documentation. So you know, in my experience, I have seen many of these very nice diplomas from consumers which have chosen like green tariffs for the electricity, but these diplomas, they are just saying thank you for using renewable electricity. And when the auditor came and asked, okay, but what is this claim? Where this electricity has been produced, how it was produced, and what is the power plant actually. So with this kind of diploma, you can't show it, but this is about the auditable claim. So in this case, Oriflame can show that they have sourced for each country of electricity consumption this renewable energy with guaranteed origin. So we have here like an example of a cancellation statement showing origin of this electricity or with all these details. And of course, you can even go further, but I think it's nice to start at the country level. And then some companies are able even to go per site level or even single meter.
Yeah. Yes, so now we have another question here. And the question is like, what topic do you want next time? And I think this is very interesting
That's
to
so
know
exciting.
what our guests are saying so that we can prepare ourselves for the next webinar. So now,
Time flies.
yes, time flies and it's time to conclude. And what we have learned and discussed from our webinar, and the takeaway is like that sourcing EACs is not that easy. Definitely, it's not easy, and especially when you are going country to country, site to site matching, and also when you are doing everything, there are chances you can be accused. You can be accused for the greenwashing, and also there are chances like when companies and are figuring out like what are the impactful solution they can opt and can align with their corporate social responsibility. So in that case, I will just say like it's always nice to start with something with a more strategically, and show your impact by aligning all these in the right direction with a small step forward.
And not to forget that
Yeah.
the key takeaway from our session should be that your efforts must be auditable. So
Yes.
just please keep in mind that if you do something, you need a proof which is auditable. And from my side, what I would like to highlight that it's really fantastic that all these companies want to invest in renewable energy, and just not to be afraid of doing so. I think what you said, start easy, take it like step by step. So in the first step, I would say make sure that you have control of your EAC portfolio. Then maybe you can consider some more quality in your sourcing, and of course engage experts you can really rely on, which they can even help you with how to integrate this renewable energy use in a brand as a brand ingredient.
Yes. And then now we have the poll replies, and let's see what our guests are saying on this question.
We will be very busy, because we have many interesting topics. It's even hard to navigate what is more important here. I can see it. I'm very sorry, but it's really hard for me to see what we have here. It's too small for me. Oh, it's about effective renewable energy sourcing. Yeah, so probably we will focus on this topic next time.
Yeah.
We will provide all this information in the booklet, so all our guests will be informed.
And this is really nice to know the pain point and the topic which our guests really want for the next webinar. And then this is something we were waiting for, and now we are welcoming and inviting our CEO Hans-Peter Kindal to join us for the interactive question answer session.
Oh, he's coming. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. So here we have our CEO and expert from the energy industry to have an interactive question answer session with our guest.
And we have some questions here. So maybe I can just read it for you,
yes,
and
please.
Then you can reply. Okay. So at an organizational level, how do you suggest to start working on saving energy apart from general ways like switching off the equipment and appliances when not in use? How can an organization approach in a broader manner?
So this is about energy efficiency. First of all, that is not our expertise, to be honest. So there are other companies and other people that are experts on saving energy efficiency. But generally speaking, of course, the kilowatt hours that you can save are the most important ones, and then moving down the hierarchy, those that you have to use should be documented with renewable energy. And it is, when it comes to the saving energy, it is very much about your business. So there are big differences between being an industrial company and being a more service-oriented company. So I think we could, if you want to reach out to us, we could guide you to some organizations that are experts on that, instead of trying to give concrete
yeah, I
answers on
see
that.
we have very nice questions about actually regards to our today's topic. So how can we distinguish genuine sustainability efforts from greenwashing by company or organization?
Yeah, so then again, let's focus on energy use and how to distinguish greenwashing from genuine claims when it comes to the energy you consume. And it comes down to auditability. It comes down to what you can actually put in front of your sustainability auditor or carbon footprint auditor, and that they can put their stamp on. And there are some specific criteria you should look for, and that is to be concrete on where the renewable energy has been produced, when it was produced, and how it was produced, meaning if there are local impact mitigations, support to the local communities, and these kind of things that can be linked to that specific source of energy that you document your consumption from. And finally, that the money you pay for this documentation actually ends up in the balance of the balance sheet of the owner of the power plant, that can be used for reinvestments and further development of renewable energy production.
And also we have a quite similar question. So how would one truly believe a claim of an organization when the big wigs like Walmart are accused of greenwashing?
Very good question. Do you trust the brands? If I ask my kids, do you trust the brands? They would say, no, I don't trust the brands. I only trust the facts that I can put in front of me. And that is also the case for the big players like Walmart that is mentioned in this question. If you make a claim, even though you're a huge brand, you have to put facts in front of your consumers and customers for them to believe you. And the facts, again, is about auditability and credibility. So transparency is the baseline of these documenting these kind of claims. So if you're transparent, saying, I use renewable energy, and this is exactly how I do it, then you are able to create a much higher grade of confidence than if you just make the claim without any further proof.
So I don't see more questions. But I think this is also showing that this greenwashing thing is something people are concerned, and I'm really happy that, and I hope we could somehow help our audience to understand and maybe to give them some more confidence, not to be worried to communicate, just to make it in proper way.
And of course, if there are follow-up questions to the ones that we already have answered, please feel free to enter them. And just one comment to what you said, and that is that when you source renewable energy for your company's electricity and energy consumption, it is really about creating value for your brand and not just to pay a cost. And if renewable energy sourcing is to add value to your brand and your products, then you must be able to have the facts, the data, and the transparency level that enables your clients to really see through what you claim and understand what you claim, not just listen to your top line claim.
Exactly. Yeah. So time flies, guys. So we are like on time to say thank you to our audience.
And thank you very much for joining us. I think it has been a very interesting session, and we really enjoyed the questions as well from our guests.
Thank you so much for the questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and see you on our next webinar.